forever, forever. I wanna love you. Will you let me love you forever, forever and a day, 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 day.
Oh no, why don't I have sound? I don't have sound. Can you hear me?
I have sound now. Do you have
Okay,
sound?
now, yeah.
I have sound.
There we
So
go.
over. Oh, happy Monday. No sound, now sound. Welcome to TMW Online, the Melanated Way. I'm Linda, that's Abby. We normally do the single life, but we are catching up on all things before the 90 days. Season 8, Episode 7, Brace for Impact. So I know we're behind, but we're like chugging along. We're on Episode 7, so we're getting there. Shout out to the live chat. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, to Abby's channel, all the things, social media, all across the board, and tell a friend. Hey, Joslo. Yeah. Overall thoughts of this episode.
Okay, this episode is confusion for me. You're going to have to explain some things because there are some conflicts happening that I sincerely don't understand the conflict. So I'm going to tell you when we get to it because I'm sure that you know, but I was just watching and rewatching, like, these arguments seem to come out of nowhere for me.
Agreed. So let's just jump in because, you know, Lisa and Daniel is what they decided they're going to start the episode off with, which, okay. We left off with her feeling insecure. They wake up in the morning. She likes his butt, his dimples, his belly button. It's an outie. He's everything she dreamed about. And she's excited because she's been there for literally less than a day, and she's engaged day one. She couldn't sleep all night because she just stared at him. She was a little upset because there was no jiggy happening last night, but apparently somewhere in the night, since she was stalking him, looking at him and not sleeping, that he woke up and they tried to get a little jiggy on, but it was not a complete jiggy. He explains that he was stressed out. Lies. He said that, you know, he spent so much time preparing for her and preparing for the engagement. Lies. That he couldn't perform. You know, it's because he doesn't want to be with her. He's having to be an actor and act up, and you can act in your mind, you can act in your mouth, but sometimes your body is going to betray you because it's like you can fool her, you aren't fooling me. Anyways, allegedly they woke up in the morning and they got jiggy. She said a bunch of stuff that was totally like, she's not wrong, but for her to say it out loud was a lot, right? Yeah. The whole stereotype of black men and all this stuff. Although, fun fact, I follow a lot of like dating coaches, allegedly. No, I do. It's not allegedly, I do. Today I heard that, actually, you know, I'm not even going to repeat it, but there's a whole bunch of like, I like facts and science and all of that stuff, you guys. And there's like some scientific facts that belong to width and depth. Mm-hmm. And each individual. So there's some truth to the myths and stereotypes that you've heard. That's all I'll say. She says, I love you so much to him. He says, I love you more. My note says SMH. She decided she's all in. But she's worried, right? Because she hasn't told him any truth. So will he accept that part of her quote unquote past? But her past was literally 48 hours ago. Her past is still true, right? Because she's still married to a woman. So hello.
It's the present, not the past.
What up, Tina? What up, live? I'm just gonna say live. And Erica, and even Big Quail with your nonsense. What up? Happy Monday, y'all. They jump into a Muloy, which is a taxi. And they had this weird like conversation back and forth. Like, what is that? He's like, I told you it's a taxi. They're off to the market. I was going to do this whole thing and bring up a bunch of my photos from Ghana, but maybe I'll do it another day. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, do it another day because we want to see your photos.
Yeah, they're quite good. And going to the market is one of my favorite things to do. And Kumasi Market. And I think I told you guys the last time I was there was pre-pandemic 2019. And I think I told you this story. So I'm listening to the radio and I'm at the house and Conan O'Brien does a whole travel series. And he is like, oh, I'm in Accra. It's like, oh, that's so crazy. I'm in Kumasi, which is a city away. And then the next day we were at the market, Kumasi Market, and my brother's like, hey, by the way, shout out Jeffrey, happy birthday to you. I love you so much, twinsy. Anyways, so my brother's like, hey, isn't that Conan O'Brien? I look over and Conan redhead and he's super tall. He's like 6'5" or 6'7". So he's super tall. And it was him. And I walked over and we ended up walking the market and shopping together. And it was so just funny because I was talking about like Los Angeles and him living in Los Angeles and all the things. And we bartered and we walked the market together. It was quite fun.
Nice.
That being said, they're going to the market. It's the first time for her also leaving the country. Dear America, I mean, I know things are crazy right now, but I encourage you when things settle down and TSA is at full capacity and the government is not partially shut down, please go ahead and travel the world because Lisa, this is her first time out of the country. And she's like, it's not like the farmer's market she knows. Well, duh. They've got live poultry, dry and fresh fish, hair places, clothing, shoes, accessories, anything you need really is in these markets. And so they go over to one of the chicken stalls and she's like, oh, I'm looking. I'm really not going to, oh God, I don't know why. I'm getting distracted a little bit by your guy over there, but it's sad to me. It's sad to me.
Let me see what's going on.
Sad to me. And Big Quail, if it was up to me, I would just ban you. Go ahead with your free speech. It's all good. That being said, we find out that she grew up with chickens and she doesn't want to kill this chicken for food because hers were pets growing up. They used to have VCRs, you guys. I don't know, some of you might not know what a VCR is. To watch TV. And so my question to you, Abby, is do you think she's a vegan? Because I see Chick-fil-A in her past.
No, she's one of those people who wants to separate the chickens that she currently has in front of her from the ones that she eats. She just have you met people like that? I'm not like that. I can eat a meal while watching an animal be slaughtered. I don't care. But there are people who like to pretend the animals in front of them are not going to suffer the same fate as the ones that they eat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can eat whatever and I eat whatever that, is in my palate. I'm going to pause for a second. Abby, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to take care of the live chat right now. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
They go off to a fabric store and they need to get some traditional garb because they're going to visit Daniel's uncle and they really need his approval and blessings to get married. And so they go over and some of you guys don't know, but these fabric stores are everywhere and they literally will size you like you saw they did for Lisa and make your outfits without a pattern, they just take your measurements and like they see what you want and they make it happen. It's quite amazing. So they really, really want to get the blessings to get married. We find out that Daniel's dad is not doing well. So in lieu of, his uncle is going to stand in that space and capacity for him. So they meet this lady, and if you've traveled, you guys, a lot of the times, some of it gets lost in translation, but a lot of the times there's not the whole like Western politically correct, I'm gonna like dilly-dally around your feelings. It's just very direct, and we're gonna tell you how it is, and so be it. And so she gets to this fabric store, and they want to do like a traditional outfit as well as the headpiece. And the shopkeeper does the headpiece on her. And then she's like, we can cut this fabric, but you're a bit fat. So we're going to have to like get it tailored for you. So I don't want to just cut it. So she asks her assistant to come to get the measurements. And they're going to make it on spot. And they do make it on spot. And I just think that that's something that is such a gift. It's such a gift, you guys. They're like tailors, and not tailors like with a pattern, like just with their eyes and measurements, they can make it happen. It's amazing to me. So they make her little outfit for her. She feels stressed out now because she wants to vape, and Daniel doesn't like it when she vapes, but she wants to, but she's stressed because the lady called her fat and she didn't appreciate it. The 3 issues that she's having right now is that her hair is an issue, and like having to do the headpiece is going to be an issue. Asking for permission all of a sudden is a thing. So if she wants to drink or vape, she's supposed to ask Daniel for his permission. Okay. And I was just like, you're 52 years old. You're asking who for what? You might as well just go home, friend. If you think that you guys are so far off that now you're asking for permission to do things, I don't know what to say. What are your thoughts, Abby?
Well, I want to go back to the fat thing. You are fat. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. Fat is a neutral word. Fat is not ugly. Fat doesn't mean that you're like horrendous. I mean, fat is a pretty neutral description of your size. So I hope that at 52 years old, we can all be body neutral or body positive, that when somebody says something that is true about yourself, that you don't react to it that way. Like if somebody said, if I was getting something like getting my glasses made or sized, and they're like, we've got to make your bridge a bit larger because you have a big nose, like I shouldn't go pouting off about that because it's simply true. It's a fact. Right? So I was surprised that she got upset at being called fat because it's a descriptor that is true.
I mean, I think that she only got upset because she's insecure about how she feels about herself, right?
Well, yeah, she's obviously got like tons of insecurities, but between us and the live chat and the replay gang, you guys, fat's not a bad word. It's okay to be fat and still be beautiful and still have a great sense of style and still get clothes made to tailor you. So what?
But yeah, again, that also goes to being comfortable in your own skin. And Lisa's, she's not. She's clearly not. And that's that. That's why she's offended. And sometimes people's offenses are internal, right? So you can't take it personally because it's your own internal struggle that you're dealing with whatever insecurities that you're going through.
Right. And that shopkeeper knows dang well she's not going to be able to put that gay back on.
Tina, Tina said, well, I'm not fat. I'm just short for my weight.
Exactly. Like there are a lot of places in the world. Jocelyn said, when I went to Jamaica, all my friends said, "Oh, girl, you're nice and fat," which just means healthy. There are actually a lot of places in the world where being thicker is coveted because it means that they're wealthy because you have food.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where are we? Okay, so Daniel wants Lisa to learn his traditions, his language, his culture. They go out to eat. They have palm wine, and they do this blessing with the palm wine where you shake the wine, you drop the wine on the ground, like you know how you do like a shot of tequila and you hit the thing and then you go, that similar to that. But one of the things that I want to look into, because I don't believe that this is true, but it might be, because Africa is a very patriarchal society. And I think I've spoken to you guys about this before. I've been plenty of times, you know, first generation and brothers, and having my brothers have a say, even though we're saying the same thing. It's very much like that. It's very patriarchal. And so when he said that women can bless the palm wine, I took a minute, like a beat back, but then I was like, oh, that's probably true, because it's very, very, you know, it's very old school. You're not going to see, it's very old school and traditional, very steeped in tradition. And so I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. So that being said, they're having fufu, which is, you know, I'm not going to do like a Ghana Nigerian thing, even though I would want to, because it's the same as jollof. But cassava is the base of fufu, and I can compare it to think of like sticky rice, but sticky rice is super ground up until you can't see like each individual grain. It's sticky and it's soft and it's so delicious. So it's fermented kavasa, and you put it in like peanut soup or like just whatever, palm soup. It's so delicious, you guys. I would love for you to try it. And I thought she did good. So one of the things about eating in African culture is you're going to eat with your hands. So you'll see like a lot of washing, and that's why I was disgusted by what she said. But then I also thought, well, she doesn't know any better because she's from America and she's never traveled in her life. So you eat with your hands, but she did a little research. So it's true. So one of the things you're going to do is it's going to come, fufu comes in a ball. Okay. You're going to pick from the ball, and then you're going to make a smaller ball, and then you're going to dip it in your soup with all your hands, and you eat your soup like this. Your hand is like your own cup. You eat it all with your hands. So, and she did a good job because that's what she did. But then Daniel acted like she wasn't doing exactly what she was supposed to do. Oh no, you gotta like make a smaller ball and do all this stuff. That's exactly what she did. So I think that they were making a manufactured fight there, because she literally ate it the way she was supposed to and how you traditionally eat it. So when she's talked about eating with your fingers is nasty, and that she used to be a nurse, and well, it's only nasty if you don't clean, right? And we know you use wet wipes and don't shower. Like I haven't seen you shower since you got there, and we're now going into like the second day. So it's only nasty if you're not a cleanly person. That's all I have to say about that. And so they get into this weird fight. My question was like, why is he tripping? It's weird. And are they fighting because she actually wanted to go outside and start vaping? Because he literally puts his hand in her face and does all this and asks her if she's drunk after eating some of the palm wine. She literally took like one sip. So I was like, I don't even know what this fight is about. Did you know what the fight was about?
That's what I was going to ask you. I went backwards and was like, in my notes, I said, I just don't understand the argument. It seems like he's being nitpicky about how she is consuming the food, but I cannot understand what he's saying that she's doing wrong.
Right. So if it was a real fight and she was disrespecting the culture and how she was presenting and eating, then I would understand. But like I said, my note says she did good. She did really well. And for him to nitpick at something that she actually did well at, that's why I was like, I don't understand what we're fighting about. It's weird. Like he's going on for no reason. And then I thought, well, did he drink extra palm wine and maybe he's drunk? And when you're drunk, you're just more of who you are. So he can't have the facade of how much he loves her and wants to be with her, because he doesn't. And maybe he had too much wine. And so that real animosity that's festering inside because he's doing something, not because he loves her, but because he has an end goal. Maybe that facade fell. Hey, Raydella.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
And so she goes outside and she's vaping out there. He comes outside and then he starts backpedaling. And my note literally says SMH because he's backpedaling because he doesn't want to lose his green card ticket. So he thinks he can run amok and have the quote power, be, narcissistic and be misogynistic and all the things. But at the end of the day, if she leaves without him, that's it. That's the end of his green card journey. And that's exactly what he does not want. So his backpedaling, oh no, I just thought, I thought maybe you would fall into sleep. Shut up. Like, outrageous. Do you want anything else to that?
I mean, the only thing I want to add is that you guys, Americans, we do eat with our food, we eat with our fingers. And so when you look at somebody else's culture, don't make all these assumptions about the cleanliness of it or the practicality or anything else, unless you are using a knife and fork on your pizza and your hamburger and your hot dog. The like quintessential American foods are you use your hands to eat them. That's all I have to say. And if you're not a nasty fat McNasty, then you don't have to worry about what's happening under your fingernails.
But I was like, Linda, just close your mouth. Just close your mouth. But I was going to say something fat. Yeah. Moving on to Forrest and Sheena. These two. So they get on the tricycle, and these are Forrest words. And we just, Abby just explained how fat is an adjective that is, if it's true, it's true, and it is what it is. It's not shaming. It just is what it is. But they get on the tricycle. He feels like they're packed in their sardines, and he feels like they're too crushed in one little tricycle. And I started laughing. And he said, these tricycles are not extra wide for his American physique. And I died of laughter.
That was funny phrasing.
It was. They're going to Kuvi Day to meet her family, and he wants to tell her family that they're cut off financially, which it's a whole other thing, because this whole storyline is it's really outrageous to me, you guys. Like, it really is. Like, you're telling who about what, and it's not your money. It's wild. So one of the things, or two of the things that he has to keep in mind is he needs their blessing and approval to get married, as well as they're going to ask about his career that is non-existent because he has no job. And he says, these are his words, you guys. I'm just using the words that he was saying. So he says he has no job and is a loser on disability. And again, I put his words, and he's concerned he won't get the blessing because of it. What were your thoughts when he said that, Abby?
I appreciate him facing reality, but what in the world? Why did it take you arriving here to realize that you are bringing nothing but, I was going to say something mean. You're bringing nothing but air to the table. Like, why did it take this moment for him? Like, you really thought that you were going to walk into, even if the situation was different, right? You thought you were going to walk in here and boss these people around off of your $0.99 per hour that you earn at your zero job? I don't understand why he's suddenly hit with the revelation that he's not a full partner.
Well, I think he hear me out, Abby, because I was thinking about that too. Like, it took you 7 years to come and see her, and you haven't worked in God knows how long. But then I thought about who his friends and role models are, and his friend and role model is his mom Molly and Dev. Now Dev had a career, but he is retired. We don't know what Molly does, but we do know that she's on disability as well. So like, each one teach one. She's taught him like this is the lifestyle, right? It's okay to just, this is what you do. And I dare say one step further, has allowed his disability to be a crutch instead of a unique feature that he can catapult to do something that is uniquely for him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, instead, oh, you know, you have ADHD, don't worry, you're on disability, you can't do this, you can't do this. And I promise you a lot of that is wrapped up in her being a helicopter mom and her not wanting to let go of Forrest, because even though she's married, Forrest is like the first man in her life. I hope that makes
And
sense.
her cash cow. Yeah, and her cash cow.
Yeah. So they get to the house and are met by Steve, Sheena's dad, and Katrina, her sister. Her mom, like Daniel's dad, is not well, so Forrest won't be meeting her. And then so they get there. There's this awkward moment between the four of them. No one's saying anything. Sheena says her sister's shy. Then finally, the dad's like, well, enjoy your stay here. And they walk into like the compound. The compound is gorgeous, you guys. The house is gorgeous. There's a pool. There's a beautiful, amazing garden. There's areas where they have group meals. And we find out that in the house, they also run a bed and breakfast out of that family home. And it's beautiful, you guys. Gorgeous. What were your thoughts? Like, I would stay there.
Literally, my first thought was, I wonder exactly what part of Thailand that is, because I want to go there and stay there.
So, Kuvade, I wonder
Not Thailand, sorry, Philippines.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I was wondering also, like, how remote is it? Like, it would be good to research because it was beautiful. So Forrest is confused, right? Because he's like looking. He knew that they ran a family B&B, but he thought it was going to be a rinky-dink, low-end B&B out of the house. And the fact that they needed money to fix like the roof and fix things and this and that, he's confused because the place is beautiful and he even thinks it's beautiful. But here's what pissed me off, y'all. When he said, quote, that's why, he's like, no, hold on. He's like, he doesn't understand why, quote, they are stealing all of this money from me, end quote. Excuse me? Who's stealing what? Who's stealing what? Abby, who's stealing what from whom?
He's acting like he has equal rights to the cookie in the cookie jar.
But it also showed me exactly who he thinks he is. So you think that you can be a lazy ass, not work, be on disability, then you come to the realization that, oh, maybe I'm going to need to actually get a job so that I can actually have this family that I'm trying to have with Sheena and be the provider like I'm saying that I want to be. But in his mind, he was thinking, oh, well, no, I don't have to do anything. Like Abby said yesterday, Sheena comes over. Sheena, it might take her some time to be a vet, but she's a professional. So he hasn't made because his income's going to go up just for having her there. And because she's a giver and a provider, he's not going to have to change his lifestyle. He might lose the government benefits that we talked about yesterday, that Abby explained to us yesterday. But besides that, he's winning. So his cash cow coming to America is why he thinks that her family, her blood, the mother birthed her. He thinks that they're stealing his money. Get out of here. And that is the nice way. I want to say something else, and you know what I want to say, but get out of here. The place is amazing, you guys. It's huge. They go to the second main bedroom. Bedroom's small, but you know what? The place is better than anything that we've seen thus far from these fancy places that all these couples are staying at. Don't you think, Abby?
Absolutely. I was like, well, I think the room is less important when you have grounds like that where you want to be out and, on the grounds enjoying the area. So
I mean, even the plain room was better than some of the rooms I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
And he agrees. He says it doesn't add up. He's confused. Now, here's the thing. And live chat, if you guys are already ahead, I won't mind a little teaser because I'm trying to still figure it out. But don't let me know, but you can tease it to us. But Sheena's worried because something she hasn't been 100% honest about. And she's worried that with Forrest and her mom, not her mom, her Forrest and her dad and her sister, and then when Forrest's mom comes, that it's all going to fall apart because she hasn't been honest. What do you think she hasn't been honest about? Abby, do you have any idea?
I think that she probably has investments, money set aside that she simply is not telling Forrest about. She doesn't think that he has a right to know about because he doesn't have his own job and money. But for whatever reason, she didn't want to share that with him. That's my guess. And I haven't watched any ahead.
I haven't watched any ahead, and you and I are on the same page, kind of. I think that she made this elaborate story up because she met this dude online. She never met him. Took 7 years. He was probably pestering her for money, save money, send money, all the things. And he also was like, oh, you need to save for our future. And so he was like bombarding her about money. And so she wanted to act like she didn't have any money. So she made up an elaborate story that she has to send all her money to her family. And they pressure her to send this money, so there was no way for her to like backtrack out of it, so that she wouldn't have to deal with his pressure and the fact that he's trying to control her money. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, we're in the same pocket.
Hi, Nikki on the web. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome. Nikki says, unpopular opinion, I don't think Sheena lied at all. She's a pushover and is being pressured on both sides. You're not wrong about being pressured on both sides, by the way. Okay, so they go down for dinner. And I love that it was a traditional dinner. So it was like grilled chicken, grilled pork, tropical fruit, grilled squid, all the national foods. Yum, right up my alley. And it was cute because, so Forrest says in America, elders first. So go ahead and help yourself first. And then the dad, Steve, made a joke. He's like, well, here, size goes first, biggest first. And so Steve, the dad, asked, what were you expecting when you got here? And Forrest got tongue-tied, but basically said, sorry, not sorry. I thought it was going to be a scam. And, when my mom comes tomorrow, she's going to be shocked because we just thought this whole thing was a scam. Steve's like, well, when your mom comes here, let's prove your mom wrong. And Steve goes on to say, you know, we weren't sure that we were going to meet you. It's been so long. You know, talk to us about what you do. What's your job? You know, like what, tell us about you. You know, you're trying to be all the things. Tell us about you. And he says, I don't make that much money. I'm unemployed, on disability for autism. I have a problem talking with others. As you can see, I'm having even a problem talking with you guys. So my finances are not enough to support a family. But I believe I can get a job, a full-time job. And can I still have your blessings? Because I believe that I can do those things. Girl.
Based on what?
Girl.
Based on what do you believe you can get a job?
I said, for someone who says he can't talk with other people, like he has a problem talking with a lot of other people, and that's why he can't hold a job. He sure did a lot of chucking and jiving. He was talking super fast, was able to circle back and remember to ask for the blessing. That doesn't sound like someone know how to talk to people. That sounds like someone that knows how to manipulate the situation.
I mean, you know, that's what it sounded like to me as well in this small sample. If somebody was surveilling him for the purpose of determining not whether he still needed his SSDI or not, this would kind of like go towards, we don't think that he's having any social anxiety, awkwardness, you know, ability to communicate with others that would prevent him from being able to get a job. I did have one other thought. I am surprised because the whole camera situation. I'm surprised because they had cameras spying on each other, talking to each other through the cameras, that he never once was like, can I see where your parents live? Take the cameras with you when you go to your parents, or can I see photos? In all these years, he never asked to see, oh, okay, you need money you had to pay for the roof to get fixed. Can I see the new roof that you got? Nothing?
Right. And I just want to clarify, he did not send her a dime, right? Her money that she was sending for the roof, it was her money.
Right.
So it was like $0.0 did he support her. I just want you guys to be clear about that, because so many people were like, oh, well, maybe he wasn't sending $0.0, zero.
Mm-mm.
But he could, like, y'all didn't FaceTime. She was never over at the house where she's like, oh, you know, I'm just sitting in the garden, take a look at the garden. Like, that didn't happen in 7 whole years. What did you, and what's crazy is that when we met them, remember the first day, his house was like surveillance city, cameras everywhere. They worked out together. She spied on him. So I don't understand how it wasn't a two-way situation. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
The dad says to him, you know, the only way to survive is to get a proper job. And he preferred that Sheena's boyfriend would be someone that is capable of holding down a job and providing for the family. He thinks it's a man's obligation to support wife. But at the end of the dinner, he gives their blessings and says, you know, you have our blessings, but are you going to help her? She's been helping us also, and I expect that to continue to happen. And all we hear from Forrest is that when his mom comes tomorrow, she's going to flip out because she's going to feel that they lied. Do you want to add anything to that? Because, like, I don't know why would you think the dad would give the blessing?
I mean, maybe he knows all the years that Sheena has been waiting. Maybe he's seeing how happy she is, because she does seem, despite the problems, to be genuinely happy with Forrest. I mean, that's all I can think of, because this guy is on paper, he's a loser.
On paper?
I mean, let's pull up his resume. Here we go.
Oh my God, hilarious. Hey, Becca. Hey, oh my God, you're hilarious. Okay, so I'm gonna then just move on to Aviva and Stig. Oh God. All right. Do you think it's weird
That Stig can't swim?
Yes, girl. Trying to be polite about it, but yes,
And as soon as he said he can't swim, I was like, now how's he gonna be an island boy and he can't swim? Then I was like, wait a minute, girl. Belize is not an island.
It's not, but it's surrounded by water. Abby.
I mean, it was surprising to me that he can't swim. I have a prejudice or stereotype, whatever, that island people can swim.
I mean, I don't think that's a prejudice. I think that should be the first thing that you know how to do. Why is that a prejudice? I don't even think that's a stereotype. I just think that you should be able to swim. And so I guess my question of the day is, wherever you are in the world, I just would like to know if you know how to swim. Do you know how to swim?
Yes.
That's the question of the day.
Yes. That is pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Becca says maybe he sinks with the weight of his lies. Yeah. So question of the day, do you know how to swim? Live chat, let us know. If you're watching the replay, let us know. Swimming was part of our curriculum growing up in Canada. So in the wintertime, we learned to ski and skate, ice skate. In the summertime, we would learn to swim. And then in the summertime with Girl Guides, Girl Scouts, all of that, they continued on with that. So like, I just don't know what else to say. I know how to swim. I think I'm answering the question. What are you laughing at, Abby?
I'm sorry, I don't want to say it, but it's so funny. You guys, I hate when President Trump is funny. But one time he called Canadians snow Mexicans. And you just said it was part of your curriculum to learn how to like ski, and like my head was like snow Mexican.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. I have not heard that yet, and I don't know what to say. That is very...
It's so rude, but he's so terrible. But sometimes he's horrible and funny. Growing up in California, you learn to swim young. Oh my goodness. Whew.
And then oh, everyone's like, yeah, you guys, I don't even know what to say to that. I'm gonna have to not respond because that is a very American thing to say. I'll say that. And just for the record, I mean, I don't, Abby, I know it's hilarious because it is quite funny. It is quite funny, but it is also just very outrageous. I want to say this because I feel like it's not said enough. And then I'll get back into it. Not to be like out there, but I do want to say this. Not every Hispanic person is Mexican in America. Okay. It's like, ugh. Okay. So he can't swim. Stig can't swim. And, they were fighting the night before and he gaslit her into having sexy time. And I just don't like it. And again, they use no protection and decided that they're going to go with the flow. And I just think it's irresponsible and, outrageous. That's what I think. It's irresponsible, outrageous because he's manipulating her and she's not seeing it. And I can't stand when guys are gaslighters and are like, and like even when we get to beer can, same situation.
Yeah. the situation with Stig and Aviva, I feel like Aviva even more, it's like it's worse because she's equating this to a greater intimacy as opposed to just being a health risk. She's like, oh, but we're having unprotected sex, so that equates to intimacy for her. Like, well, he must really care about me. And the way she's interpreting it makes it very dangerous.
Whole thing is dangerous and outrageous. You just met that fool. You've known him for 2 days. They're getting ready for his big show. He asked her if she's excited about his show. She's like, yeah, of course. He's going to perform 3 of his hits. Marry Your Daughter, TMTM, and Vicky. And I'm not going to get into all the depth of it, but like, that just tells me everything I need to know, to be honest. Concept of the song Vicky, which is like the song that they've been fighting about, is that Vicky was a married lady and Stig was the side dude, bartender, showing her love on the side outside of her marriage. And so I thought it was interesting that when the aunt saw or heard that he was performing that song Vicky and Vicky was in the audience and that he left with her, I thought that was a whole like interesting thing to keep in the back of your mind. When Aviva asks him, did you go home with Vicky? He says no, but he doesn't say no directly. Because she's like, yeah, my aunt knows a lot of people and, Belize is small. And so she heard that you performed that song and you went home with her. And then he says, oh, your aunt sounds like she's in the Secret Service. So again, he doesn't directly
say no.
He doesn't directly answer questions. And it drives me crazy that she accepts it. Because that is such manipulation, you guys. When it anyway,
she's filling in her own answer instead of listening to what he's actually saying. You guys, you got to get on your Greta. You got to get on your Greta. Pay more attention to what these people are doing.
Actions and words, are they matching? Because not only does he say, is her aunt from the Secret Service, but then he uses the infamous phrase, well, that's just Belize fake news, right? And we know that it's not fake news, so then go ahead and dive into that a little deeper, right? So he's not denying, he's just gaslighting you into believing what he wants you to believe. So Aviva doesn't want him to perform the song Vicky. Now, one of the things that I have to say that I was surprised about, and I'm jumping ahead just a tad, but when they first showed us Stig, I promise you that they showed us him performing like he's a super international Belize star, and like he was in like a Coliseum,
a giant
performing. That's what I thought I saw. And then they made it seem like he's going over, where are they?
San Pedro.
San Pedro. They're going over to the island of San Pedro separate. They have to take a boat, separate and apart. So they made it seem like, I thought it was going to be like, how you go to the Hollywood Bowl or like an outdoor festival. I thought it was going to be this big thing. No, fool. He's just at the friggin' bar down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 0.0 vibes in there. Everyone looked like they were an extra. And what okay, let me just stop. Let me just slow down right there. So she's wanting to perform Vicky. They take the boat over. They're walking hand in hand. He says that she can't question his love for her because he's holding her hand in public. Again, gaslighting, was pissed off about that because what? they get to the bar, and yes, it's like a corner little bar, you guys. No vibes, no anything. Maybe 20 people in there. And he starts performing, and he's frustrated with her because he's frustrated with her when they get there, to be honest, because he wants to perform Vicky and she doesn't want him to perform it live. He gets there, and one of the things I thought was interesting is that he kind of passively aggressively confronts Richie. Did you remember that part where he's like, hey, basically like big mouth? He did that.
Right.
And she's excited to see Stig perform for the first time. And you guys, I'm so shade. My note says, I hope he performs better than the last episode. That's my note, because he's trash. He starts singing. It's a little bit better. What did you think before I start going down this rabbit hole? What did you think about his performance?
Okay, so I had two thoughts. My first thought was, I love it when people pursue their dreams and their passions and they don't let, lack of talent hold them back from getting up there and just.
That's not what you said to me when I sent you that rapper's music, Abby. So are we rah-rahing right now?
That's the first thing. Okay, I went directly to the second thing. The first thing is kudos. If you want to be an actor, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be a dancer, don't let anybody tell you that you have to have talent to do it. You just keep on plowing right ahead, because every once in a while somebody makes it through, Gal Gadot, who has absolutely no ability to do their own job. Okay? So go for it. My second thought was, I would ask for my money back. These songs didn't have a rhythm that I wanted to hear that made me want to dance. I didn't hear any lyrics that were interesting. I looked him up on YouTube and I played 2 of his songs last night. And I'm like, it's not that hard to make a dance hall type song that you can at least just vibe to, even if it's, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be that great. Like, I'd just be like, shake it to the max, shake it to the, it doesn't have to be fantastic. And he couldn't even come up with that formula. My thoughts.
I think he's trash. I think he's not talented, and I feel bamboozled because they made him seem like he's this. I was like, is there this big? Because I love international music, you guys, and one of the things you guys don't know about me is that I do work for. No, I don't want to even say all that. I work around musicians, I'll say that. And so I know talent when I see talent, and this is not it. And I agree with Abby. You should always chase your dreams and be passionate about what you love to do. But like, no, this is not it.
Maybe him and Usman can get something going together, because at least Usman had catchy hooks.
You know who I was thinking of? Remember, I can't think of his name right now, but he went into the studio and his song, was it Tariq? Hot Sauce? Remember Hot Sauce?
Yes.
Sauce.
Tariq and Hazel.
Yes, remember that Hot Sauce song? That's equivalent to what I feel Stig was doing. So maybe Stig, Tariq, Soulja Boy. Someone shouted out Libby, because Libby did a little music thing and a little acting thing out there too. Maybe they can get together and form a band.
Kara or Kara. I don't remember how to pronounce her name, but she's released a couple of bachata type songs.
But she's not bad. She's got actually not a bad voice, you guys.
She does not have a bad voice.
I would not
have a bad voice.
So Ryan is asking, who's the better performer? Stigma? That's fantastic. Who's a better performer, Stig or Kara? I'm gonna have to say Kara by far. Ryan's on a roll. You guys are on a roll. And is it Shayna? Shane J? Sorry if I'm butchering that. She says, many Black people can't swim. We are the most likely to drown. Teach kids early before they are scared. My dad taught me to swim in the pool in West Point. Go Army. I'm glad he did.
I don't know the statistics on that.
I don't know either.
I just was surprised that he couldn't swim because I had classified him as Caribbean, but I don't know the statistics on whether or not many Black people can't swim.
I don't know the statistics, and I think that would be an American statistic because that's definitely not a Canadian thing. But I don't know. It's not, because I just told you what the curriculum is, and it's still true to this day. I was gonna say my kids, my nieces and nephews, all this, they're like skaters, they're soccer players, they're swimmer, all the things. It's how you grow up, because we have so much outdoor stuff, like that's part of how you live. So anyways, Aviva's feeling insecure because Stig looks like he's flirting with this Black girl on stage, and then he goes ahead and plays that song Vicky, even though she didn't want him to play it. She feels like he's dancing with this girl, so it's making it hard for Aviva to pay attention. It's making her feel insecure, so she grabs her phone and she's texting someone. Now, I thought she was texting some dude. They don't show, but she's like, hey, blah, 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 and he's doing this and he's doing that. And she doesn't look down from her phone. And so he sees it as her texting while other people were partying. And Stig, I just want to say, like, if you read the room, no one else was partying. There was no vibe. So I'm not sure if you could really challenge her about texting, because everyone else was just sitting around. Even the girl that you were allegedly dancing with, she was not dancing. She too was on her phone.
She seemed like she was caught off guard. Like, why are you dancing up on me? On Ralphio?
He's not happy. He thinks everyone else is having an amazing time, and quote, this is not the behavior he wants in his future wife. Oh no, friend. What we're not about to do is act like you are Drake. We're not about to act like you're Kendrick Lamar. We're not about to act like you're Bad Bunny at all. You are not any of those things. You're performing in a little 2x4 bar, and then you're now trying to have demands on this woman that's only been here for a few days, saying that this is not the behavior that you want in your future wife. Tell me that's not misogynistic, Abby. Tell me. Because am I reading it wrong?
Regrettably, I'm unable to tell you that it is not misogynistic. I'm going to have to tell you that it is, in fact, misogynistic.
It's disgusting.
Because he is.
He is. So then, not only is it that, then he takes it further, you guys, and says his game is off because she's not paying attention. So then he forgot the words to his own song. So now he's pissed off at her. Now, if you don't shut, let me tell you, what?
You got to be a better performer than that, Stig. You got to watch Reba McEntire, okay? She forgets her lyrics all the time. And she gives people like tips of what to do when you forget your own lyrics. Just stand there and look like you're overwhelmed by emotion. The crowd will start singing your lyrics for you.
Okay, but here's the difference. Okay? Stig, that's not going to work for you because Reba McEntire has been in the game for 40 plus years. Okay. Her forgetting a song that she wrote 30 years ago, I can forgive that. And guess what? Yes, her fans are going to know the lyrics because that song is like 30 years old. Now you have 3 songs. You don't even have an LP. Abby just told me that she went and saw 2 of your YouTube videos. Okay. I dare say that the crowd that you had at the bar is not going to know the words to your song. So if you don't know the words to your song, they're never going to know the words to your song. It's never going to be a big hit because if you can't remember the words, then we're never going to know the words. That's what I have to say. And then how dare you try to blame Aviva, first time show goer to your show, and I'm going to flip it back on you. You want to blame her for forgetting the words? Well, how about your show was not entertaining enough, so it didn't capture and hold her attention, and that's why she was therefore distracted and was able to go on her phone. So instead of filming you like everyone does, because we all have our phones, 2 minutes away from us, instead of filming you and be like, oh my God, here's my man, and here's the first time he's performing, and oh my God, I can't believe it, going live or anything. She decided that she was going to text. Guess what? Oh, Abby's dancing. That's about you and your lack thereof. Okay, Abby, what's going on over there?
This is not a performance. Hold on. Okay, listen. You gotta watch. You gotta watch some like Sting or something, and get your performance game up.
Yeah.
Get your audience engagement up. Get your let's go acapella sometimes up. Get some ad libs, like get some storytelling in there. Switch up exactly how the music is gonna get played, right?
100%.
You like be a performer because I. Okay, that's not interesting. Now let me get back under my blanket because I'm old.
Old with the O or cold with the C?
Both.
Meanwhile, I got if you guys can see what I have on right now, it is so hot over here because we're about to get 100 degrees this week. It's
Oh my goodness.
Fahrenheit. So yeah, we're in summer in spring. Silver Lining says, don't get me started. I'll tell you all the things about Belizean games. Ryan is on a roll. Ryan says, heck, he should watch some Soulja Boy.
Even Soulja Boy is more entertaining and performance-wise than Stick the Artist.
Facts. Whoever called him Stigma in the live chat today is still in my mind, and that's hilarious. And that's how
Was that Ryan too? Because Ryan's got some jokes today.
I think it was Ryan. Ryan is on a roll with her jokes. They go back to the hotel. Didn't like a lot of things, right? So if he's this Mr. Gentleman, all the things. I don't know if you peeped this, Abby, but he was walking ahead of her, and then when they got to the hotel, he opened the door and then let himself in, and she followed after him. I hate all of that. That you guys will send me home. I'll tell you something. That will send me home. That will send me home.
You know what it reminded me of? There was this lady who came online and she was like, more of you women have been in lesbian relationships than you realize because your male partner was a little bitch.
I mean, between you and Brian, I don't even know what to do. But I will say this, that would send me home, you guys. I absolutely have 0.0 tolerance for nonsense. No. And then they both get on their bed with their dirty outside smoke-filled clothes that they wore to the bar. And, I guess that's what people do. I just don't know how you guys do it. The first thing I do is take off my clothes and like clean up. I just don't understand it. But
They just wanted to be nasty together.
so she asked him if she, quote, handled it okay, if she handled being at his concert okay. And he feels she wasn't interested in his performance because she was texting on the phone. He says that she hurt his feelings, and so no, she didn't handle it well. And he now needs to go take either hot or cold shower because he's so pissed off. And she's like, well, I didn't know what to do. I felt uncomfortable because I saw you dancing with another woman and you played the song that I specifically asked you not to play. You want to add anything, Abby? Because I'm done with them.
Aviva, take your nasty ass home and your shrimps.
Right. And just friggin' protect yourself. You don't want to have this man's baby. This fool's not going to come see you. You're going to be stuck and be a single mom, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, you're 27. Go live your life. Go travel. Go meet some other people.
Linda doesn't want to say there's something wrong with being a single mom and cast aspersions on single moms, but I, a single mom, will tell you there's something wrong with being a single mom. Like, don't do it to yourself on purpose. If you're a victim of circumstance, that's one thing. Do not purposefully become a single mom with no village, with no help, with a partner who you know is not going to be involved. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to your child.
That part. And then also,
I'll say it.
And I'm glad you did, because I don't feel like I have the right to say that, but I'm glad you did say that. The other part is, like, this fool, I'm sure, listen, you guys, don't set yourself up to also be, baby number 10. This is not Nick Cannon. You're not going to be a millionaire out of it because you're breeding. That's not what this is. Okay. Beer Con and Lisa.
Lisa Laura? I wrote down Laura. Lord have mercy.
God, is her name Laura? And I've been calling her Lisa this whole time.
I'm still working on getting in the right time zone, so it is very possible that my notes are just wrong. I'm a little loopy.
You guys, you know how I am. Once I latch in, that's it. But no one has corrected me, so now what?
Girl, whatever your name is, lay off the romance novels.
God, is it Laura? Oh, it is Laura. Is it Laura, Becca? I trust you. Y'all, I've been calling her Lisa for 6 episodes. How y'all just telling me now? Laura, Becca, you were here yesterday.
You know what? All of a sudden, I do remember you saying something about 2 Lisas.
I've been calling her Lisa since day one, Becca.
Laura. By the way, she's actually kind of funny on her TikTok account. I've been watching some of her TikTok videos, but I think that the romance novels have really done a number on her. But let's go ahead.
She might as well just be called Baby Girl Lisa. I think that's probably where I got it from. But Laura, same thing, same as the other Laura that was on the show. So I don't actually even feel bad. Laura, Lisa, whatever the hell. Here we are with Beer Can. She tells Beer Can that people are telling her, friends and family, that he only wants her for a green card and money. And hearing his story yesterday about being $50,000 in debt and not caring about it and wanting to run away to America makes it seem like that's true. He says to her, instead of saying no, right? So again, this deflection that happens on these shows, I really need you guys to pay attention to people's words and their actions, because he doesn't answer. He doesn't say, no, that's not true. He says, you think, he responds with the question, do you think that I want to marry you for your money? Do you think that? And she's like, I don't know. I feel used, and I feel like you're trying to use me to get out of your debt. And he's like, well, I would never have told you about my debt. I would just hustle, and that's what I would do. She's frustrated. She looks like she's packing. And I was like excited for a minute because I was like, is that her suitcase out? Is she packing and leaving him? Oh no. She was just folding some stuff up. But she is frustrated. She feels like he's lied to her. He's not a quote provider and protector type of guy that he appeared to be. And again, you guys, like, what appeared to be in what sense? When did he ever provide and protect you? Because you guys had an online friendship. You never met in real life. So like, I'm just confused about why you guys think an online relationship is a relationship, because it's not, especially if you've not met that person. Make it make sense. So she's frustrated and she's like, I don't know what to do with you. I'm just so frustrated. But he's like, oh, but you think I'm cute. So he starts gaslighting her and she falls for it. And here's when Abby says, stop reading the stupid romance novels and the romance novels are not stupid. Stop acting like romance novels. You're going to friggin' live a Harlequin romance in real life. Stop it. Because instead, he's like, you think I'm cute? And gaslights her, pushes her to the wall, starts kissing her, and tells her not to be mad. So you think you can sex her into silence? You can gaslight her into bringing you to America?
Yay. It might work.
It's gonna work because she fell for it. She's like, oh my God, you are so cute. And they went hand in hand into the bedroom and shut the door. I was like so mad about the whole thing.
Yeah, she was going for it. So, this might work out for Birkin. And who are we to step on his dreams?
Listen, Abby, I know you got jokes over there, but we're also trying to inform and protect our fellow women. Okay. Not just the day after International Women's Day. Okay.
Finish this lyric. Can't save her. Can't save her. She don't want to be saved. Can't save her.
She don't want to be saved. That's true. You can't save her. And also, my note says he's sexing her into complacency, and she's agreeing to. And
have you ever been sexed into complacency?
Not in this way. Not in this way. Yesterday,
I've been sexed out of an argument.
I don't like telling you guys anything, but I will say this. I talk a lot. I've been sexed into not talking a lot. That's what
but never have I ever, forgiven a $50,000 debt or stopped a conversation. That would make you so unattractive to me. You don't have a job, you have $50,000 debt, we're sitting in a place that I paid for. I would just dry up like the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, no, I'm not into any of this at all. And then Beer Can doesn't like dogs. Are you guys going to go after him? Because, I know he's in the cat capital. So that's probably why he has an aversion to dogs. But he said he doesn't like dogs. Who doesn't like dogs, y'all? Who? Even me who hate cats, I love dogs. So go ahead and talk. Let's talk about it. Tell me, because I was shocked. And I was like, are the 90 days, are our viewers going to say a little something about him not liking dogs? Abby, are you going to say something about it?
I'm neutral on pets.
Oh, Lord.
I don't care about them one way or the other. I simply don't want to. I won't have any because I don't want to pay for it. I don't want the expense. But I'm pretty neutral about other people's pets. However, this last snow that we had, I was pissed off at you dog owners because there was dog shit everywhere. Okay, and I don't know why you think it's okay to just leave your frozen dog poop right on top of the snow. Nobody can have fun in the snow anymore because you and your bad dog poop etiquette. It was horrible. You can't even step off the path because you don't know where the dog poop's going to be, and it was crystallized and hard.
Becca, I agree with you. Becca says he hates dogs because he is one. That's fantastic. Laura admits that she sees some red flags, but literally says, how red are the flags? Maybe they're just like pink. And that is going to be her downfall. They're going to Nazarkoi, and this was something that, again, you guys, I think I might be a history buff. I'm not sure. I just like facts. Anyways, they're going to Nazarkoi, which is where they make that evil eye, the evil eye beads that you see everywhere. And the evil eye in, I guess, Turkish culture means that it is consuming jealous people who talk about you. It consumes that energy so it doesn't stick on you. So they're both making their evil eyes. He doesn't actually believe in them, which I thought was interesting, but he doesn't believe in anything. He said he believes in quote unquote reality. But I beg to differ, because if you believed in reality, you probably wouldn't be running away from your real world problems. Laura tries to talk about his family. He brushes it off again, says that he doesn't see them often. He's not very close to them. And then tries to gaslight her again. Because, he doesn't talk. We learned in episode 2, because I remember this, that he's not close to his family. He can't even go home and stay with his family. They are estranged. Okay. He just met Laura Lisa. I think I might call her Laura Lisa from now on. He just met Laura, and he is blaming the fact that he's estranged from his parents on her, and said that they're not happy he's with her. Do you see what's going on here, you guys? Like, do you see it, or am I the only one that sees it? Do you see what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay. He's playing on her insecurities. He's starting to isolate her. He's starting to chip away at her self-esteem, so that all of this is going to be manufactured in order for him to contain her and get what he wants. And what does he want? He wants his bills paid. He wants the green card. He wants to come to America. He doesn't care how he has to do it. 2 days ago, he was outside in the living area when she was upset about the things he was saying and doing, and looked like she was packing. All of a sudden, he's kissing and loving on her and taking her to the bedroom. Pay attention, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, sick of it. Then he goes on to say that, he's not really close with his family. His friends are his family. And she's like, same with me. My friends are my family, and Michael specifically. And then this is when Birkan says that he doesn't like Michael, doesn't want her to be close to him, and in fact wants her to cut him off completely out of her life because you're going to choose me. And that's not going to be part of our life when we're married. You're not going to have an activity buddy. What were your thoughts on that, Abby? Because I'm sure you've had a lot.
I don't think that you should cut off your relationships in general because your partner asks you to, but in this particular situation, we know that Michael has interest beyond being a friend, and we know that Laura has a past of also trying to spark something between them. So actually, in this case, I don't think it's an unreasonable ask in a relationship for them to no longer be close together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen, y'all. Pay attention. Pay attention. Do you want to add anything else before I move on to Rick and Trisha?
Yes, finish this song. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere.
I'm going to need you in the green room to tell me ahead of time when we're doing these dance songs, because I'm not good at this. What song is that?
You better wake up and pay attention. Sister Act, back in the habit.
I don't even know that song. Yeah,
That's okay.
I wouldn't be your good lyric friend like that. I need to know, what are we talking about first?
I've never sang on the show before. I promise you this is delirium, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'll be
Okay.
fine again soon.
Oh, it's Miss Lauren. Is Lauren Hill?
Yeah.
It's
She was
Lauren
in
Hill.
she was in Sister Act.
Oh,
Who knew that? Was that Ryan?
that was Becca.
Becca. Becca knows everything. Becca knows all. Becca sees all.
I'm going
Yep.
after Trisha. I don't know what to. Y'all.
You saw the movie, you just don't remember that one song, right?
Yeah, but when was that movie? How old was I? Like, hello. When was that movie? I'll look it
I
up.
was probably I was probably 13, 14.
Yeah, guys. Hello. Okay, I don't feel bad now. Rick and Trisha.
Rick and Trisha.
It's Trisha, right? Because now I'm doubting all
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, it is Trisha.
Okay,
This is
good.
another situation where I need you to explain the argument to me.
Rick and Trisha. Okay. They've been fighting again, like everyone has on this season. But they go back to the hotel. They have makeup sex, and they both said it was great. We find out that she loves, that makeup sex after an argument. They both have trust issues that they need to work through. Um, they're on their way to Nosy Bear, which is an island outside of Madagascar, and they're going to have a romantic trip. And they're taking this small plane, which I think is kind of romantic, to the beach. Oh, is it Nosy B? No, okay, I wrote it down phonetically. No Sea Bay. No Sea Bay. I got it right. I'm gonna do that for now on. No Sea Bay. So that's where they're on their
Hmm.
way to. God. Okay, so they fought about money. And I just am really of the belief that you only fight about money with men who don't have any. Do you know what I mean? And I wish they would just say, I'm sorry, I don't have any money, instead of like fighting with you. And then you won't ever have that fight anymore. And you could decide if you want to be with them or not. But like, to fight and then to call the person a gold digger, or to say like, oh, you just want me for my money. And then now he's calling her bougie and that she has expensive taste. It's like, no, you're just fucking, oops.
Linda has feelings.
You're just broke. You just poor, and just say that, because there's nothing wrong with being broke and poor. Love is love, but love is not enough, just FYI. But I guess what I hate is I hate a broke guy who then tries to make it your problem. Like you're the problem. No, just say you're broke. Then you guys can do like free stuff. You can go to the picnic, you can go for hikes, you can go to the museum on the free days, you can, you know, thrift shop. I don't know, but you can make it work if you really love that person. So it's not really about gold digging. It's just about, I hate it when a broke dude acts like you're the problem. See, I'm not the only one. Silver Line says,
Is that
dude is broke AF. Who's he fooling? So
so?
that being,
This argument that they're having right now, I was confused about what even is the argument. Is that is that what they're not saying? That he's just broke and so he's just mad?
he's mad because, okay, so here's the argument, Abby. And I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. There are plenty of men out there who feel the same way as Rick. They feel like a lot of women out there, especially beautiful women, are gold diggers and they're digging for gold. However, the men that are complaining about women that are gold diggers are usually ones that have no gold. And specifically Rick in this situation, he's broke. Okay. He says that he quote, ain't nobody's sugar daddy, never been, never will be. Well, you've never been someone's sugar daddy because you have no sugar. You have no money. You have no sugar. You can barely afford. You bought a $50 plastic garbage bag and then had to therefore then tell us that you spent $50 like that was a lot of money to you because you were worried that the hotel was going to charge you for any damage you did to the sheets. So their argument is he doesn't want to be taken for granted for his money. He doesn't want Trisha to dig and take his gold. But really, they're not arguing about that because he has no gold to dig for. They're arguing because what they're arguing about, Abby, is his manhood. So he knows he doesn't have any money. He knows he's broke, but he also attaches his manliness and masculinity to being the provider and the protector and the boss. In order to be the provider and the protector, you also then have to be able to provide, and he can't do that. So he's doing the balancing act there, and that's why they're fighting. Period.
So she didn't even ask for a specific item. So
Nope.
in his mind, is he just like, oh, you must be asking for something expensive?
What's expensive? Because anything's going to be expensive when you're broke. I mean,
Okay.
he's complaining about $50. He spent $50 on a plastic bag and wanted all of us to know about it. Stop it.
You know what? You're right.
Oh, I know. Remember, so you guys don't know, but I send Abby a ton of stuff like offline. We talk offline, all the stuff, and I send her stuff like that all the time. So that's why she's laughing, because when I said I know, she knows why I said that. Trisha is angry and hurt and explains to Rick that she has her own money. And let's not forget, these women this season, a lot of them have their own careers and their own money.
Yes. For they're professionals.
They're professionals, you know, and she's a nurse, you guys. She delivers babies and she's dealing with this scrub talking crazy to her. Like, we got a veterinarian. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, what do you guys need love so bad that you're going to settle for nonsense? I don't get it. He goes on to say, what are we here to do? Am I here because you want me to buy you things? And he says that she's acting like a sugar baby. And he goes on to say, I'm already doing a lot of things for you. I paid your rent last month. Is that what you want from me? And she's like, no, I mean, yes, you paid my rent last month. And who knows? It probably was, it's not like he's paying her rent every month, you guys. But I hate that she put herself in a position for him to think that he's better than her and that he is doing all the things for her, because he's really not.
Okay, this highlights a situation that I want you guys to be aware of if you are dating an American and they're going to be bringing you to the U.S. You have to be very careful about people who are like this. They're going to hold everything that they did for you over your head, no matter how small it was, because that means during that time period where you cannot work when you're in the U.S., waiting to get your work permit, waiting to get your papers figured out, it's going to be hell on you in that home with that person who refuses to provide for you financially in a way that is in accordance to the life that you were already living.
Absolutely, 100%. And just to like nail in and reiterate what Abby is telling you, when Rick said, I don't need this attitude from you, what happened to you loving me for me? That is all encompassed in everything Abby is saying. So you see how he's manipulating the situation. He doesn't have it. That's why he can't provide it. Because I got to tell you, when they have it and they want to give it to you and they really love you, they will give it to you wholeheartedly and then some. You don't even have to. Okay. But when they're manipulating you, and God forbid she comes to America, this is going to be his. Did any of you guys see an attitude from her at all? There was no attitude at all. But attitude, he said, and then tries to flip it and said, I thought you loved me for me, but you love me for my money. What money? You have no money. You have $0.0. You ain't done nothing for this girl as of yet. You were able to pay your way over. Yeah, maybe you paid her rent for 1 month, and I don't even know if that's true. But you, like Silver Lining said, he's insecure that her ex was young, hot, and had money, and he's none of those things. And now he's trying to like knock her down a notch, and I just don't appreciate it at all.
And I don't think there's anything wrong, just for the record, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking money from your partner who lives in a place where the currency conversion is like so favorable for them. You know, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like him, okay, you paid her rent. What was that for you? $300, $400? I don't know. Actually, Madagascar might be kind of more expensive than some of the other places that we've dealt with, but I don't think there's anything wrong with you taking money from that person as a part of that relationship, because if they cannot provide for you in that way, if they cannot spend money on you, then they don't need to be bringing you to the United States to be financially reliant on them.
100%. Do you want to read that?
She's taking time off her job when she could be making money to show him around, and he can't spend a few dollars on a swimsuit because he ain't got it. Ryan, you're right. You see what happened right before I started reading that? That's a perimenopause choke. It like all this like spittle just builds up in your mouth, and then you just like choke on it randomly. It's the weirdest part of perimenopause so far. Anyway, you're right, Ryan. You're right, because a generous man, a man who actually had it, would not be. But you know what? We know that he just sells wigs on TikTok Shop, so we know what he does.
He goes on to say that he thought it was bold of her to ask for him to buy her stuff. He's not here for it, and he's wondering if, quote, he can fulfill her needs. Again, he already knows he can't because he's broke ass. They take a boat to Nosar. No, I didn't phonetically write it out, so sorry, you guys. They take a boat to Nosiranga, and I've seen this. I've seen this online a lot. I'm sure Abby, maybe you've even been there. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's the island in Africa where the sandbar separates two islands, and you can walk through the sandbar. And sometimes the sand on the one side looks like white, and then the other side looks like a different color, and you walk through it. Oh my God, it looks so beautiful. Yes, I want to go there. Yes. So they're walking, they take the boat there, and then they're walking through there. He now is gonna love bomb her, right? Because he's been gaslighting her, and now he's gonna love bomb her, and he apologizes for his behavior, but he's not really apologizing for his behavior. For real. He's just love bombing her because he wants them to work through their issues so that they can have a future together. When she asks for things, it triggers him and his past relationships. Again, hello, this has nothing to do with her. It has all to do with him, his manhood, his lack thereof, his brokenness, and also, guess what? Brokenness. Because very few men actually deal with the brokenness. They just friggin' bring it on to the next relationship. So it was never about her, you guys. It was about his past and his triggered relationships. He was married to, did I write her name down?
Her name was probably Chenier, but he called her Chinny.
Yeah, Chinny for 7 years. brought her over from Nigeria on a K-1 visa. She had, i.e., higher expectations of what their life was going to be like and what he could really provide. And so she left him. Now, here's the thing, you guys. That translates into he was lying as he is lying to Trisha about who he is as a man and what he can and cannot provide. And instead of saying, hey, you know what, I'm a broke ass and I have no money, will you love me anyways? Which is what he's trying to say earlier on when he says, can he fulfill her needs? Well, when you misrepresent who you are, you can't then get mad at the person for expecting you to be who you said you were going to be. Like, you just can't. Right. Ryan said Rick sold his ex a dream and he couldn't deliver, and he is history repeating himself. He's doing the exact same thing in this situation with Trisha, and Trisha literally says, I just need you to make sure that when I get there as a full-on nurse midwife that won't be able to work for however long and need to get recertified, that you're going to take care of me when I'm there. And then you know what he says in response to that? Do you think I'm enough for you? No, Rick, you're not. 5-year-old go. Let her have amazing, successful career. Let her deliver a bunch of babies and give back to her community. Let this go. Let this be a fling, and you go back to America. Go back on TikTok and do what you do. And let's call it a day. Let's not wreck this whole woman's life, because you're not going to be able to provide for her at all. Period. Full stop. And I don't want that for her or her future.
If by chance she actually does come to the U.S., I hope that her and Chinny become fast friends, because I could tell that Chinny took whatever opportunity she had, flipped it, doubled it, tripled it, and is living really well right now.
Chinny?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. I already know what's happening. Chinny from Nigeria has all the hookups via like hair extensions, wigs, all of that. She started that business, and he just used some of her connects to start his own business. But she is thriving. She's thriving. She's like, deuces. And that's why he does what he does, because he barely does that at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know. That's what I know. And that's what I know. Happy Monday, you guys. Thank you so much for being with us. Great to see our regulars in the live chat. If you're watching the replay, definitely leave us some comments and, we'll respond. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys so very soon as we catch up on all things before the 90 days and 90 Day the Single Life. Toodaloo!
Bye-bye.
I just have to say, Ryan said he probably would make Trish sign a prenup for the money he doesn't even have.
You know what? He probably would, because he's delusional.